What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Cosmic Wonder. I'm Warren Thompson, and today we're going to be talking about the darker side of the MCU, the supernatural side. With movies like Blade coming and characters like Blade and the Dark Knight and characters like Werewolf by Night that have already been introduced, we're starting to see a little bit of a different direction that Marvel will be heading, a direction that many fans have already been enjoying. Werewolf by Night was a big success, and Multiverse of Madness wasn't for everybody, but a lot of people did like the horror aspect to it. So if you're excited about this side of the MCU, we have really exciting news for you. It sounds like Ghost Rider, and of course, like we've been talking about, Mephisto, are making their way to the MCU. And sooner rather than later as well. Mephisto is coming in Phase 5, and it sounds like Ghost Rider could be coming in Phase 5 or possibly early Phase 6. And for those of you who may be thinking, I'm thinking it too, this is probably setting up the Midnight Suns to debut in the MCU. Marvel Studios' president Kevin Feige has already confirmed that the MCU is going to take many different directions, and we are going to see many different teams. We have the cosmic side of the MCU and our cosmic team that consists of the Guardians of the Galaxy and other characters like Captain Marvel, Miss Marvel, and Thor. Then of course we have our street level Avengers team that is about to be formed. Then we're going to have the Young Avengers team eventually formed in the MCU. And then our supernatural team is most likely going to be the Midnight Suns. And so, like I mentioned, the next project that we could get for this supernatural side of the MCU could be Ghost Rider. We've actually had several reports from some insiders stating that Ghost Rider is coming, but the account Film Odyssey, who has a good track record with scoops, stated a couple of months ago this: "What I can say for a fact is that Ghost Rider will be a special presentation and will be released around Halloween time. It will also feature tie-ins to other characters we've already met." So if this is true, we do in fact know that Ghost Rider is going to be a special presentation, just like Werewolf by Night was, and we know that it's going to be released on Halloween this year, so we actually kind of have a release date. If Marvel kind of keeps to the same thing they did with Werewolf by Night, that means they'll probably release Ghost Rider, the special presentation, about 2 weeks before Halloween, so mid-October. And maybe even earlier. Werewolf by Night came out October 7th, so we could even be looking at early October, but October 2023 this year is when the release date is going to be. Now, this report from Film Theory also stated that we are going to see other characters that this movie will tie into. Well, of course, there's always the possibility that it could tie into Werewolf by Night. 2 films, 2 special presentations with the same genre. Now, originally, I would say that Blade is going to be connected and tie in because originally the Blade release date was November of 2023. However, now, unfortunately, it has been pushed back to September 6th of 2024. And since the report from Film Odyssey states that it's going to tie into other characters we've already met, I'm thinking that this report is actually referring to Mephisto. Now, if you haven't heard about this, no, I'm not kidding. Sacha Baron Cohen is supposed to be playing Mephisto in the MCU. Most people know him as Borat. And here's a couple of connections here. He's supposed to be making his MCU debut in the Ironheart series. So the Ironheart series and Mephisto's MCU debut will come before the Ghost Rider special presentation. And here's the thing. How does Ghost Rider get his powers in the comics? Now, whether you are talking about Johnny Blaze or Danny Ketch, the answer is the same. Both of them get their powers as a result from Mephisto. I'm thinking we're probably going to get Johnny Blaze in the MCU, and Johnny Blaze gets cursed by Mephisto, bonding him with the demon Zarathos, transforming Johnny into the spirit of vengeance. So Ghost Rider is a direct result of Mephisto, and the timing of this seems to have lined up. Plus, not to mention, Film Odyssey heard and tweeted this. In replies to the rumors that Sacha Baron Cohen is going to be playing Mephisto, they stated, 4-film deal as well from what I heard a few weeks back. So Sacha Baron Cohen could have a 4-movie deal, or we should say a 4 projects deal, since we know one is going to be Ironheart, and it looks like the second could be Ghost Rider, which just makes sense if we are going to do somewhat of an origin story of Ghost Rider in the MCU. It would make sense that the demon Mephisto would be a part of that. Now, as far as the other 2 projects that Mephisto could pop up in, there's actually one super cool story from the comics that could link 3 different people together. And those 3 people are, of course, Mephisto, but then Doctor Strange and Dr. Doom. Now, Mephisto has connections to both Doctor Strange and Dr. Doom separately, but the story of when Dr. Doom and Doctor Strange combine to go and take on Mephisto is actually quite amazing in the comics. A long story made short, Dr. Doom's mother, Cynthia Von Doom, gets taken by Mephisto to the Hell Realm and is held prisoner there. Dr. Doom tries over and over and over again to go down into the Hell Dimension, make his way to Mephisto, and break his mother out, but is unsuccessful each time, despite how powerful of a sorcerer he was. So one time he gets the help of Doctor Strange, and the two of them go down and they basically defeat Mephisto by tricking him a little bit. And they are, for the most part, successful. They end up breaking her out of the actual realm that Mephisto is in. However, she is still kind of trapped inside of a realm, but this realm is much better and she is actually able to communicate with her son, Victor Von Doom. So she ends up not being trapped with Mephisto. This is an awesome storyline, and we know that Dr. Doom is making his way to the MCU and probably is going to be making his way to the MCU relatively soon. There's been a lot of talk about him recently, and several insiders have said that he's coming before Secret Wars. And he's going to also add to the more darker side of the MCU, along with Doctor Strange, because a lot of people seem to forget that Dr. Doom is one of the most powerful sorcerers to ever exist in Marvel Comics. And it seems like that is the side that we're really going to be getting from him, a side that we haven't really seen on screen that much. So this era of magic, this supernatural side that is coming to the MCU is going to be really, really awesome. And Doom is going to play a big part of that. Also, today, insider My Time to Shine Hello stated that Agatha is going to play a big part in the future of the MCU. Now, obviously, we are getting Agatha Coven of Chaos, but this implies that she's going to appear in much more than just that show. And since this whole supernatural side is really coming to fruition pretty soon, I'm assuming she'll have run-ins with Mephisto as well, and possibly Dr. Doom, because in the comics, she is the babysitter for the son of Reed Richards and Sue Storm of the Fantastic Four, their son, Franklin Richards. And of course, we know Dr. Doom is connected to the Fantastic Four as well, so Agatha could be running into Victor Von Doom and Mephisto. In fact, I would fully expect that to happen in the MCU. So as far as this awesome new side of the MCU that is coming, the characters that we're going to be getting are pretty dang cool. Ghost Rider should be coming soon. Of course, we have Blade, the Black Knight. Doctor Strange, of course, we can't forget him. We've gotten word that the Punisher could be coming back as well. We have Werewolf by Night. Clea is now in the MCU, so is Elsa Bloodstone. And then we'll have villains like Agatha, Dr. Doom, and the man, the myth, the legend, Mephisto. So lots of exciting things ahead before Secret Wars actually gets here, so the next few years of Marvel are going to be top tier. So let us know your thoughts about this down below and how excited you are for the future of Marvel and this new supernatural side. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to stay up to date on the latest MCU news. You can also follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and as always, thank you all so much for watching. Woof woof.